When the day begins, your thoughts are of the best intentions. How can you make this day the best it can be? You wonder, what will this day bring? Your family awaits you in the distance, coaxing you to run to them and join them in some early morning shenanigans. This is what families do. Off to the fields to dream of being an airplane pilot or an astronaut. Whatever you want to be, it's your imagination, and it can take you anywhere. Run to the lake to join everyone in a game of tag or hide and seek. Celebrate your victories, dancing around foolishly in celebration antics. Chase down your family at the beach, fling kites, feeling the ocean's breeze hit your face. Being a child is an amazing experience. There are many children who have had this experience taken away from them by CPS. They will never feel the attachment to family the way they should. They are being robbed of life's precious experiences, and people are allowed. As the sun sets slowly, and so many are anticipating the new day with their family, there are so many others laying there wishing that they could be with their own families. This torture needs to be stopped. These children will wake up alone and fight the world by themselves instead of surrounded by the family God gave them. We must abolish CPS and stop neglecting children who once enjoyed living with a family of their own. Studies show we are destroying these children, not helping.
The children in our country are being made to be the victim of a situation they are not involved, and then sent to a foster home where they again are reintroduced to trauma of being the odd ball. Our courts are contaminated with young, inexperienced caseworkers and polluted with bribes, high-priced bonuses for speedy adoption of terminated parents, and judges who don't practice law with the Constitution in their sights. This is a problem. George Washington never thought of children as pawn in the game of freedom and American values, and never had he wanted to sell them. They were from his maker, his creator. Our children are being run down for no other reason than the profits being made in some way. Somehow these government agencies make money hand over fist day in and day out. They have you go to classes that they are billing for, and there is no viable reason for you to attend. Yet when you hear an update, CPS tells you that you're further away from when you started. Reunification is your goal, not theirs. And after you go through 12+ months of grueling, painstaking classes and meetings, all while getting the slimmest amount of time to visit your child, and even worse, you are always supervised. Never alone again with your child, it's awful. How do they feel, do you think?
Where's the outrage? Why is nobody standing up for these families being torn apart by CPS?
Please don't tell me you're going to put all your bets on this superhero. You grown-ups are supposed to be coming to his rescue. Stop ignoring this problem. There is nothing more I can say to any of you. Please fight CPS and help those who have lost so much they can help themselves.
In the United States, CPS makes upwards of $3 billion per day on trafficking and selling our children. The corruption may start with the caseworker, but goes through the judicial system, passing the governor through the Senate and into the White House. The entire system has a hand in the business known as CPS.
Our children are stolen every minute of a 24-hour day. They are being robbed of their innocence, their trust, their happiness. As parents, we are isolated and betrayed by a government we trust. States are balancing budgets on kids' lives. Only 12% of the kids taken will be reunified. Title IV funding is being riveted with fraud.
CPS and abolish CPS.com is leading the way. Join us.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to CPS Victims Hunting Justice. This is your Friday the 13th edition. I'm your host, the CPS Punisher. Don't forget, we got the chat right here, so please engage. If you guys have questions, comments, anything that you need to have answered about your cases, go ahead and put the questions up there. We will answer them for you. It's getting hot in the CPS world, people. Celebrities are starting to come out and talk about CPS. Politicians are starting to preach about it, so our movement is actually making some traction here. So please make sure that you share this video. Make sure that you just make sure that you guys take the knowledge that we give you and implement it and share that knowledge with other people. It's very important. That way, I had to make sure the microphone was on. Sorry about that. Make sure that you share this information, because it could be the difference between people having their kids taken or having their kids stay home for the weekend. That all being said, let's see who we got back here. We got Vinny with us, and we got Mr. Herbert with us. We got Mr. Vinny, we got Herbert. Hey guys, how we doing?
Doing good. Good evening, guys.
Okay. All right. How you doing, Darren? Hello, Vinny.
Doing good, Herbert. Doing good. Herbert, what's on your mind, man? You look like you're amped up, ready to say something.
No.
No?
I'm just waiting to see what's going on in the show.
Oh, all right. Well, you look like you wanted to, you look like you were gunning in. I didn't know if you had heard any new information lately, or if you got anything that's going on.
No, I've just been sending you all. I've been sending you all videos and stuff. That's all. I've been sending you videos that Tammy's been sending me, and I sent you a lot. But I tried to send the small ones, the ones that's not so long.
Right. No, that's good. But we're gonna take a peek at a couple of your videos right now. See what everybody thinks.
See, Darren can do that shit. I can't.
Vinny, it's not that you can't.
How come you can't? How come you can't do it, Vinny?
Because the tablet's
Vinny,
not compatible with it.
Oh, your system's not compatible for doing it?
Well, Santa Claus is coming, Vinny.
Oh, I ain't getting no tablet.
No, that's coming. Maybe Santa Claus will bring you a new laptop or something, Vinny, if you're good.
Because
I got a laptop.
Tammy has sent me literally over 100 videos, and of those hundreds, I've narrowed it down to quite a few. I sent Vinny, you get them all the time for me, right?
Vinny, yeah, I get them all.
Vinny,
this one here follows suit right here. I got this one right here, Herbert. This one here is our good friend Dwight Mitchell. He's been around for a while. However, Dwight Mitchell, I believe that he is MIA right now. If I'm correct, I think that someone has told me that he's disappeared. But Dwight Mitchell was a pioneer in the CPS movement stuff, and here he is right here. Let's see what he has to say about this.
Hi, Dwight Mitchell. In this segment, we're having a little bit of trouble getting established with him, but he's there, he's working on it. We're going to talk about court cases that have to do with CPS. And just to underscore what is going on, this is something that has been operating under the radar, kind of like these pedophile networks. As a matter of fact, the two of them are often tied together. But it is a multi-billion-dollar bureaucratic industry that runs across this country. It's one of the things that Dwight Mitchell found out when he was snapped up in a particular case. And he responded to that by, first of all, he won his child back, but it was a very long ordeal, nearly a year, I think. And once he got his child back, he started to realize that this is a big problem, and he wanted to help other parents. And so we've got him now on the phone. Okay, good. Let's get Dwight Mitchell, and let me tell you where you can get information from Dwight, because he's got a wealth of information. FamilyPreservationFoundation.org. That's easy to remember. FamilyPreservationFoundation.org. And last time I talked to Dwight, he had just put together a series of videos for people to educate them about how they may get a knock on the door, and the vast majority of people haven't done anything wrong. They're eventually vindicated, but it takes a very long time. Children are abused in the process. It takes a very long time to even find out what you're charged with, because they don't tell you. And they ignore all the rules of due process, and that's exactly what they're going to do with these coming vaccine mandates. They're already talking about how they don't want to get caught up in due process. But joining us now is Dwight Mitchell. I'll also give you his social media. Facebook and Twitter is the initials of the organization, FPF.org on Facebook, and FPFIORG on Twitter. So that's the FamilyPreservationFoundation.org. Thank you for joining us, Dwight.
Thank you for having me, David. How are you today?
Doing good. Tell people, on that website, do you have those videos that were so helpful? We played some of those last time you were on.
That's correct. The videos are free. We put together the series last year, and a lot of people have gotten a lot of information that they were just not aware of. And so we've gotten a lot of feedback on that, and a lot of video hits and views on that. So it's free on the
and
website.
That's very important, because most parents, when they haven't done anything wrong, maybe it's some crank in the neighborhood who...
Oh, God, no. What's happening?
Is it possible you could put on one of the videos where the parents are talking to CPS?
Identify them, or it might be like I was talking about in Massachusetts, where they say, your kid didn't log into enough of these online...
Wait a little bit, because this is what Danielle was talking about earlier. They were talking about him in the earlier show.
Okay.
If the videos will allow it. I swear to God that they're starting to tag our
classes, so we're going to send CPS here to investigate you. And most parents don't think that they've done anything wrong, and they don't realize that these people are fishing to take your kids away.
Yep.
That's correct. What most people don't realize is that they'll receive a phone call, or when I say they, CPS will receive a phone call with an allegation. So CPS is actually coming to your door to try and ascertain if the allegations are true. So they'll come to your house and they have no information at all outside of the phone call. What most parents don't realize is they should, not speak to CPS, be respectful and polite, but just say, listen, I'll schedule a time to meet with you, with my attorney, and we can move forward from there. But as it stands right now, my children are safe and healthy. Nothing is wrong. And you're not allowed to come into my house unless you have a warrant. If you would like to, you could step out on the front porch with CPS, but you're not obligated to talk to them. You just need to tell them that everything is fine in your household, and if they want any additional information, they need a warrant and a court order from a judge.
Yeah, that's right. And the public perception of this, because this really has been kept under the carpet by the mainstream media, the public perception is, well, we do need to protect children from abusive parents, and that is true. But it's a very, very small minority of parents that are even alleged to have committed physical or sexual abuse. A very, very small percentage of those, and most...
So now this video was how long ago, Vinny?
Most of them are not found guilty. But the vast majority of parents, there's nothing at all like that. And yet they still take the kids away. They put them into foster homes or the system. And during the time that the case is rolling through, the kids are physically or sexually abused.
Well, what's so interesting about that, when you said a very small percentage, there's only 4% nationally that are accused have allegations of sexual assault, and only 12% have physical allegations. So 84% of the children that are taken by CPS are based on what child support calls negligence. And what that means is literally anything we want.
Yeah, your kid didn't log into the online account, the online classes enough.
That's correct. Or you didn't get vaccinated, or your child was out sick. I mean, people will call CPS for anything. One of our members was sitting on the front porch with a 1-year-old baby. Her daughter was riding up and down the street on a bicycle with her helmet. The neighbor didn't see the mother on the front porch, called CPS and said that the child was outside unsupervised without the parent, and this started a whole CPS investigation. When the parent was sitting right there on the front porch, the neighbor just didn't see the child.
Wow. I spent most of my childhood unsupervised. I was riding my bicycle all over the place. I had a long range of places where I could ride my bicycle unsupervised. We did all kinds of little rascals type of things. Talk to us about this court case that's before the 8th Circuit Court of Appeal.
All right, so there you go. We heard it right there. 84% of the kids that are taken by CPS for negligence, meaning that they can do whatever they want. There's no reason, rhyme or reason. There's no definitional reason. You know, under negligence, they have no exact science to it. They have no exact anything. Just means that they came up with something of an imminent danger situation. So it's really just a bunch of words that they find that don't have any true stern definition to them. That's what they're taking them for. You know, it's kind of an opinion. If anything, it's not a fact. It's an opinion. You know, they think that they have a problem, or they think that they shouldn't be taken, or they think that, you know, like they just said in that video, that guy, you know, like the kid wasn't supervised. You know, this is a problem with our police state that we're in, is everybody's paying attention to everybody else's business, but they're not watching their own. You know, if people just paid attention to their own situations, we wouldn't have these problems to begin with, because all they're doing by being a police state like this is just making more problems that are non-existent and causing more issues with the American family. And that's the facts here. That's the truth of the matter. The problem is the campaign that the government has put into place saying, hey, pay attention. If you see something, you know, call somebody, or whatever that plan is. Don't you think that's part of this, Herbert?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. There's only 4%. That's the real cases where kids should be taken away. Absolutely taken away.
Right. Things that we don't support here. We don't support abuse and neglect. I mean, we do not support abuse at all by any stretch. If you're actually physically harming your child, now I don't mean spanking or things like that, but if you're absolutely implementing abuse on your child, then you deserve a CPS investigation. You deserve to go to jail, because nobody needs to be hurting children. Period.
Well, let's start from the investigation. Okay. There was one video where a neighbor called the police because she said that 2 of the children were yelling and screaming all hours of the night, crying, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, mommy." You know, so she called, and they went out there, and they found that the kids were locked up in a room after they got in. That was one of the videos I sent you. And I wanted to know from you guys, do you think that CPS should be involved or not involved?
Well, Herbert, let's not make nonsense or make a mockery of the situation. Obviously, if someone is locking their child in a bedroom, chaining them to a bed, and so forth, that's abuse.
No, they got them locked up, but her reason for locking them up, she wants them to go to sleep. The way I saw it, she wants them to go to sleep. She's tired of them yipping and yapping all day long, and she's trying to get peace for herself, just relaxation for herself. So she put them in the room. But see, the only person that called was some next door neighbor, and that's how she got involved with CPS. And in many cases, it's when a neighbor or designate a reporter calls, and that's how a lot of parents get involved with CPS.
Right, and that's what I was saying, that there's this overzealous feeling of this mandated reporting that they're talking about, that people are taking it to a limit that it doesn't need to be taken to. Now, whether that's because they're afraid of being in trouble for not reporting, or if they just, they're sticking their head in everybody else's business and not paying attention to theirs. Which one is it? I don't know. But they're putting such...
Well, I would like to see statistics. I would like to see statistics on both of those. Like how many is mandated reporters, the teachers, the doctors, the nurses, and how many is just the nosy neighbor?
Well, I mean...
Because CPS, they don't go around like patrolling neighborhoods. they don't go around patrolling neighborhoods. They got to be called. Something started it.
I mean, what we do know is that 8 million calls were made. 8 million calls were made last year on families, and only 600,000 of those or so were found to be of any sort of value or any sort of level of to even begin an investigation. And of those, there was 430,000, I think, that were actually founded in TPR. So I mean, there goes, shows you the statistics of the waste that they have. Now they say that caseworkers and so on are overworked. I mean, they got too much of a caseload. But I mean, when you have 8 million false, imagine that there's 8 million, any sort of a job place like that you get a call about something that there's 8 million of, and then there's only 400,000 founded. I mean, what is that? 7.4 or 7.6 million calls that were made were junk.
Yes.
I mean, imagine any other job that's the statistic that happened. I mean, that's terrible. 7.6 million people were violated their constitutional rights, if not all of them in the constitutional aspect of things. But 7.6 million people didn't do anything at all that was warranted CPS to be be in their lives.
If I'm correct, unless the CPS has a signed paperwork from a judge, there is no reason why a parent has to allow them or the police into their home. Am I correct?
Well, I mean, re-question that again, Herbert.
Okay, I'll re-question it. Let's go with if it's a mandate. Okay. There was one case that Tammy sent me on a video where the woman, I remember her now. She was Irish. It was an Irish woman. Do you remember that one, Vinny? Did you remember seeing that one? She jumped the curb at the school to pick up her kids.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Okay. So the lady jumped the curb to pick up her children from school, and the school called CPS because they felt there was something not right about her. But I believe she was on their radar from Jump Street for other things. So the school called, and they showed up at the house with the police and CPS. And the husband says she's upstairs and she's sleep. See, you can't play that though, right? I mean, that's a really good video to watch. If you can play that video, that's a good video to watch. See, because the husband answers the door. He says, my wife is upstairs. I said, well, we need to speak to your wife because we want to find out what's going on. She's jumping the curb at the school, picking up the daughter at the school and everything. And so he goes upstairs and he comes back without her. Yeah, well, she's resting. She took some pills. She's not feeling well. Well, we need to see her. And by the way, he invited them in the house.
Okay.
He should have never invited them in. He was very hospitable. He was like, oh yeah, you want to come in? Sure, come in. And it was a very nice looking house, and they're standing down there waiting for her to come down. She finally comes down and she's cursing at the CPS and cursing at the police and everything else. And she just went off the deep end. And I think the CPS worker says that, well, I'm Irish too. She says, you're not no damn Irish. She says, you're an American. And then all hell broke loose from that. Well, to make a long story short, they took her in and they arrested her. Now, because the husband was there,
Whoa,
they
whoa, whoa.
didn't take the children.
So they arrested
You would have
her.
to see. They arrested her, yeah,
Okay,
because
so
the way
has
she was,
criminal
because
charges brought against her by the
pushed one of the
police.
cops. Yeah, in her house, she pushed one of the cops. You know, you don't have to see my kids. You don't have to say nothing. You know, and oh my God, I mean, this lady was. I wanted your viewers to see that. I mean, it wasn't very long.
Let's pull this one up. All right.
It wasn't very long. If Tammy's on the show right now, she could tell us the name of that one, and you could find it very quickly. And the only reason I sent it to you guys is because this is what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Now you really put yourself on the radar.
CPS worker calls the cops, but it doesn't work. How do you handle CPS? Let's see here.
Good evening, Miss Fowler.
CPS, aka CPS DCF, showed up to my home, and again today, my husband.
Try that one. Try CPS showed up to my house. Something with my husband. Try that one.
Okay, hold on. Just make sure that we got you. Make sure I don't see anything that is.
Because I didn't send you any junk. I sent you stuff that I thought was something we could discuss.
Yeah. No, I understand. All right, we've seen that one right there. So we haven't seen that one. Let's see here. Okay, so it must be that one. And CPS showed up at my house with that one. Let me see here. Hold on a second. Calls the cops. Man who allegedly abused special needs siblings with his parents. Cries as cops arrest him. Oh yeah, we got to talk about some North Carolina stuff also. Definitely need to bring that up. And protect yourself. White. Legalize kidnapping. With our child.
By the way, your book is on Kindle. I have your book.
Yes, good. Did you read it?
No, but what I would like to do, we should get together one day and go through your book.
Sure.
Go through some of the paragraphs and chapters of your book.
Yeah, that would be good. Where's the where the hell is the one I just saw that I asked you about? Right here, CPS, Child Protective Services, aka. All right, here we go. Now look at that neighborhood, Herbert. I imagine that's what your neighborhood looks like.
I'm sorry.
Look at that neighborhood. That's a nice neighborhood right there, right?
I would guess it's a nice neighborhood. Versus what? You have to give me a comparison. Compared to what? Well, let me ask this way. What's a bad neighborhood?
Well, I mean, that's definitely not the projects, right?
No, we don't have any projects.
But I mean, let's be honest. Look at the houses in this neighborhood. Look at the size of these houses. 2-car garage, nice place. Yards are cleaned up. I mean, they're not in the projects. Is all I'm saying.
No. Okay, if you're making that kind of comparison, no, it's not like Section 8. I believe that's the word for it, Section 8.
Oh, bro.
You have a lot of apartments. You have a lot of tenements. No, these are all single-owned houses. There may be houses that are rentals, but they're all single homes, single dwelling. Arizona houses and houses in Nevada look almost the same. They're just basically Southwest homes.
I wouldn't live in New York if you paid me, Tammy. Not anymore.
What part of New York did you live, Vinny?
All right.
I grew up in Albany.
That was just about harassing. I mean, how many people out there
Okay, now
CPS does this? How many people out there is CPS? Hello, Brenda. How many people out there have CPS harassed like this? How many people has CPS shown up time and time again without implementing any sort of a thing? More of like a harassment, right? That's borderline.
Yeah,
it's not borderline
it happens.
harassment. That was
We
harassment.
have your Maine is the ground zero for CPS.
Of course.
We have a whole lot of cases in Arizona that are CPS cases. There's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just. But what are the lies all about? Why are they lying so much? Why are they doing this? Why in Maine why is Maine so hot ticketed? I'll tell you why. The reason that Maine has a 2-to-1 abuse and neglect rate to the rest of the United States is they need to allow that room to open these cases up to validate the fact that they're stealing children. So in Maine, they have such a rate of removing children that they need to in turn now demonstrate, opposed to fixing the problems that CPS has been founded on with the oversight committee and all of these things. Instead of fixing those problems, they rig these numbers. That way they show the need for the overzealous enforcement of all of this abuse and neglect rules with children in the state. That's all that this is, because there's no way on God's earth that the state of Maine has a higher abuse and neglect rate than that of some which they have cities like Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Maine barely has a city or anything close to that of a population in one of those cities. And you're telling me that they lead the country not only in abuse and neglect, but in double that. There's no way. All they're doing is, instead of, like I said, adjusting and fixing the problems that the oversight committees and all these things declare as issues for the department, they just say to hell with it. We're not going to fix these issues. We're going to back up what we need with these statistics, saying that Maine is just a complete hellhole and everybody's beating their kids up here. And then we can take more kids and no one's going to say a damn thing about it. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're getting away with. So, I mean, that's just the facts right there. I don't know anything different. I don't know if anybody could tell me any difference. If you're watching the show and you think that I'm wrong in saying those things, and you think that I'm completely a farce, and that I'm just speaking out of my ass, and that this is conspiracy theory stuff, please, I welcome you. I welcome your comments. I'd welcome you to come on the show. Let's discuss this, because the only reason that these things are going on and that they do continue is because the money is too much for each state to lose. That's what this is all about.
Hey, Darren, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I just sent Vinny something that my cousin sent me. She would like you to show on the show. Vinny, did you see what I just sent you in your text? That's her daughter. And you see the caption, the whole thing about it? Can you get that over to Darren?
Yep.
Yeah. Send that over to Darren and see if Darren can, if it's acceptable to show on the show.
Send it to your Facebook, Darren.
All right. Let me check that out here.
Okay.
Hey, Vinny, tomorrow we got our main show, by the way, everybody, since while we're looking up this message here, we got this main show tomorrow. Oh, Ashley's got a petition too. We got to bring that up for her.
Yeah. I signed it for her today.
Okay, cool. We're gonna post that up for her so we can get that on here.
Just so you know, Ash, I did sign your petition. I sent you a message saying I did sign it.
And
I was just on the phone when she sent it to me, so I was like, I had to wait to get off the phone to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, that's fine. We can share this. This is a write-up of Dr. Fowler's, goes with her story that she talked about yesterday. This is a show of abuse. Now, this is one of those cases where this is something needs to be done. I mean, there's no doubt about it that in Dr. Fowler's case, the kid has been taken, stolen, kidnapped. Everybody get that right in your vocabulary. They're not taken or stolen. They're actually kidnapped. My buddy, the Angry Citizen, was hammering me about that the other day. Say it right, because they want us to use cushy words like this, like taken and stolen, because those are toned down. When you tell someone that they kidnapped your child, everybody perks up and ears are listening right away. So we need to make sure that we start using the language. So we need to be saying our kids were kidnapped. They weren't taken. They weren't stolen. They were kidnapped. When you say kidnapped, that has force to it, and it has implications attached to it, like kidnapping equals go to jail. And all of these people need to go to jail for what they're doing. But yeah, this is the
Which CPS definitely
write-up, I
kidnapped
guess,
my
that Dr.
children,
Fowler
and I
made
got proof of it.
about her granddaughter.
I could see it, but it's very tiny.
Yeah, I had a lot of time. It's small too for me. Hopefully when maybe I don't know what I can do with that 'cause it's still small. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think I can get any bigger than what it is.
Okay.
Let's see. Yes. Okay.
Can you read the words to the audience that you can see?
No, I can't really see him, Herbert. I can't. It's really small to me. So basically, what this is it's a write-up. If you guys want to email me, I don't know if that will come up if I. We can email this out. If anybody of you guys want to hear or read about Dr. Fowler's the situations with their grandbaby and what's going on there to more of a situation, go ahead and email us at cpsvhuntingjustice@gmail.com. Again, that's cpsv at gmail. CPSV hunting justice at gmail.com. CPSV hunting justice at gmail.com. Go ahead and email
That's
us
a
and
V.
we'll get you
That's a
the story from
that's a
Dr.
V
Fowler.
like a,
Herbert, I'm
that's a
trying to
V
tell
like.
people where to email this stuff to. So
No, I'm
CPSV
saying
justice at Gmail. So,
I was just trying to help. I was just helping with the words. You're saying B. I'm hearing B or C. Is it V like in Victor or B like in boy or C like in cat?
it's V as
See,
in
over.
CPS Victims Hunting Justice. So
Gotcha.
CPSV Hunting
There you
Justice
go.
gmail.com.
That's it. There you go. That's what I was trying to get straightened out. Because as I'm listening to you, I know it's a V, but I want your listeners to know it's not a B. See, the V and the B sounds the same on the air. On the air, it sounds like a B. So it's V as in Victor.
Can you call my phone?
V as in Victor. So yeah, if you guys want to get that story, you're more than welcome to email us so that way we can email this so you guys can get this and do with it what you need to do, help her out however you can. That would be great. But Ashley, I just noticed that Ashley has a petition up here. Ashley, I'm going to put the link up here for you also. This is Ashley's change.org petition. I'm going to put the link up here in the chat. That way you guys can I don't even know if it's is it for you, Ashley, yourself? Yes, it is. I believe that's you.
Yeah, it's Ashley's.
It is Ashley's, right?
Yep.
Okay. So let's there we go. This is Ashley's, right? Yep. Okay, cool. This is our friend Ashley's petition to start this stuff right here. Demand jury trials before termination of parental rights. So if you guys can help her by signing this, that would be really great. I'm gonna put I'll put the link up everywhere I can in here for us, Ashley. That way you can get this petition on the way. Please, guys, it only takes a second to do this stuff too. It's not like a grueling part of your day. It takes like 2 minutes. You're not asking for, well, she does ask for donations, but she's not sitting there doing this being like, hey, please, donations, and she's going to take your money and run with it. Just whatever help you guys can give her financially, please do. That's all on the change. That's all on our petition as well. But here's I think this is going to be the link right here. I'm pretty sure if one of you guys can click on that for me and make sure that link goes to her.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
That'd be great. All right. All right. But crazy stuff. Crazy stuff right there. What's your thoughts, Vinny, on any of this?
I mean, I was reading through. I've been reading through a lot of what Ashley's been doing because she's been kind of showing me, and she's on the right page. She's doing what she needs to do, and she's doing it really well. Between you and Gunner, and me giving her some advice here and there and helping her here and there, I think between the three of us, we have helped Ashley quite a bit, and she's starting to make some headway. So we'll just keep that in our thoughts. And, as far as Dr. Fowler's infant grandchild, that story is so messed up what they have done to her and her family. And for this child to go through what she's going through, these people need to be put on trial and condemned for life.
Mm-hmm. They do. They need to be locked away somewhere in a third world country and live the rest of their days in a little box. I have no sympathy or empathy for any of these people that are actually making families be ripped apart, torn apart, and treated like the way that they are. By destroying the American family, that's tyranny, that's treason, that's everything un-American that you can possibly get. It's disgusting, and the accountability needs to start happening here. Because they're just getting away with too much of it. They're scaring too many people. I mean, people are being ruled by fear. They're ruled by, the CPS unit driving around in their van, getting ready to snatch it. You think about it now when we were kids, like the story was, oh man, that old creepy van, right, rolling through the neighborhood with the tin. Was that van wasn't some crazy psycho guy after us when we were kids? That was CPS trying to figure out what they were doing back when we were all children. So watch out for the creepy van coming through here with the tinted windows. That could be them, blah, 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 blah. No, it's always been CPS. Guarantee you. That's what those stories were made up after. That's what all of that drama was started on. And that's what it continues to be. Guaranteed. 100%.
So I did find some stuff today that I wanted to read to everyone. Just so you can get a kind of understanding about some of the stuff that we've talked about with jurisdiction. I'm going to read this to you so you guys fully understand. If a court or CPS Child Protective Service does not have jurisdiction, it means they lack the legal authority to hear a case or take action regarding a child in a particular situation. Essentially meaning they cannot intervene or make decisions about the child's welfare due to factors like the child's location or the nature of the alleged abuse or other legal requirements not being met within their jurisdiction. Key points about lack of jurisdiction means a court or CPS agency only has jurisdiction within the geographic boundaries of their state or country. The specific rules determine when they have to intervene in a child's life. Now, what happens when there is no jurisdiction? Case dismissal automatically. If a court or CPS agency determines they lack jurisdiction, they will likely dismiss the case, and many suggest contacting the appropriate authority in the correct jurisdiction.
Say that again, Vinny. One more time.
The last part?
Yeah, right there, the last part.
Hold
the
on.
part about what happens, the repercussions for what if they go out of their jurisdiction.
Case dismissal. If a court or CPS agency determines they have lack of jurisdiction, they will likely dismiss the case and may suggest contacting the appropriate authority in the correct jurisdiction.
So you're saying that they will contact the other CPS people in another jurisdiction,
or
right?
maybe the
But
police.
you got to remember, different jurisdictions have different rules. Not all CPS agencies are the same in each county.
Right. For example, if you decide, okay, let's say you're doing, Vinny, I'm gonna use you as an example. Let's say you sign the welfare check business, whatever it is, in Maine, and you decide to move to Massachusetts. Then the Maine CPS would contact Massachusetts CPS to follow up on the welfare checks. Is that correct?
They cannot. They cannot go from state to state right now. They do not have that authority.
No. Can Maine CPS call Boston CPS to check on you and your kids? They don't
Different
go there, but they call the Boston CPS. Yeah, they call the other jurisdiction, and they say,
they cannot. They cannot cross jurisdictions.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure that they can get information from them. No, I'm sure that's why they use
but they
JEA
can't
is made the
cross
way it's made.
jurisdictions.
That way, everybody can keep in contact with
So
them.
when you say cannot cross jurisdictions, let me tell you what's in my brain. The person that's been working with you goes into Boston now, where you moved to. That sounds like they can't cross jurisdictions. My thing is they don't leave Maine. They don't step a foot out of Maine. They make a phone call to Boston, where you moved to have them follow up on your case. Can they do that? That's my question.
Well, your kid is going to stay within the confines of CPS. Where you move and where you decide to move is up to you. You're not restricted by any You're not restricted by CPS in any sorts of anything. Your kid is going to be restricted by their what they've done with them and where they've put them. I think more or less. If you're living in the state of Maine, New York can't call up the state of Maine and say that we're going to bring up a case on little Vinny, even though little Vinny's living in Maine. Maine has to handle this situation. New York no longer has jurisdiction. After, like Vinny said, and the notices say 6 months to where the little child lays his head determines where the jurisdiction is. So they can't. The New York CPS.
So in other words, what we're saying is, in Maine, okay, where we have that clause, okay, each county has each county has a jurisdiction. Okay.
Yes.
So in Maine, every county has its own jurisdiction, its own court. Okay.
Yes.
So with that said, we did not lay our head for more than 6 months at my friend's house. Therefore, Kennebec County does not have jurisdiction. And when they came out to interview my wife and us, okay, at first, they came out to Saginaw County, which is a different jurisdiction. It was no longer their jurisdiction.
They physically came physically. Now, see, this I'm trying to understand this. Did they physically come from another jurisdiction to the jurisdiction where you're living? Or did they send another CPS crew to your house?
No. Same people from Augusta. So they crossed from Kennebec County over 3 jurisdictions to Saginaw County. Okay.
Okay.
Then
Yes.
from Saginaw County, they crossed into Cumberland County, which meant
Okay.
that coming from Kennebec County, they
Yes.
crossed more than 5 jurisdictions.
Okay. So what you said is what I thought I heard. Now, what I'm saying to you is, what if they did not come, but they contacted the jurisdiction in Maine to check on you?
They can't cross jurisdiction no matter what.
Ashley, can
The
you
case
come in
resides.
and
The case resides where the
jurisdiction
jurisdiction
how it
is.
went down with you? Are you able to get on the phone and come on in here for a moment so maybe you can help along with this?
So I hear what you're saying, Vinny, and I took it the way it sounds. They can't physically go to another jurisdiction. That's what I heard,
They
and
can't
that's
have
what it sounded
contact with
like.
another jurisdiction unless they're a state cop. Only
Okay, so
state
that's
cops can contact outside local authorities, state and FBI.
okay.
They're the only ones.
Okay. Now you made it more clearer. You see, so they can't pass the case on to another jurisdiction.
No, they cannot.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out, because I thoroughly understood they can't get in the car and drive from one jurisdiction to the other jurisdiction. I understood that, but that's why I was asking, can they call the other jurisdiction CPS and have their personnel go and visit you?
They're not supposed to be. Just like the DA in my case is not supposed to be in contact with CPS out of a civil case. He's not part of a civil case. He's not part of that case. He's not on our dockets. He has no business being in that business.
Okay. Is that what happened to you? They left the jurisdiction?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And they're not supposed to do that. Okay.
Nope.
Gotcha.
I mean,
They never had jurisdiction to begin with.
That doesn't mean that they don't do it.
Right. They do it just because.
I want to make clear too that Ashley's not looking for any donations, and you don't have to donate on that. The petition's just looking for signatures. And I wasn't meaning that. I didn't know if it said it or not, Ashley. I just was pointing that out. By no means, but I mean, if she was looking for donations, I'm sure that there's a way that you could get them to her to help her fight. But she's not specifically looking for those things. Just so everybody to make that clear, guys. And Ashley, if you can come on the show for a few minutes to maybe explain some of this, that would be really cool. I get it if you can't, or if any of you other ones, do you guys out there that are watching this have jurisdiction issues in your case? Is that where your case lies? Is who has jurisdiction? Because there's more than just one type of jurisdiction too.
There is?
Oh yeah.
What are the other ones? What are all the jurisdiction issues?
Let me pull it up here and get you a list. So I'm not sure of all of them. Well, there's physical. There's subject matter jurisdiction.
You want me to read it?
You guys
personal jurisdiction. There's subject matter jurisdiction, personal jurisdiction, original jurisdiction, appellate jurisdiction, executive jurisdiction, concurrent jurisdiction. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jurisdiction matters.
Wow, that's interesting.
So some of those are, and here's the other thing: some of those are only contestable up to a certain point, and then some of them are contestable throughout your lifetime. Like you can always, I believe it's subject matter. Is it subject matter jurisdiction? You can challenge for forever. It doesn't ever need to be. You can question it no matter what. I believe that it's subject matter. Is that in that list, Vinny, of what jurisdictions you can challenge and what challenges that, how often you can, or not how often, but the time period or anything of those?
No, it doesn't say. It says for subject matter jurisdiction, The authority of a court to hear a specific type of case. For example, excuse me, federal courts only have jurisdiction over cases authorized by the Constitution or federal statute. Personal jurisdiction, the authority of a court to make decisions that affect the parties involved in a case. Original jurisdiction, the authority of a court to hear a case first. Appellate jurisdiction, the authority of a higher court to review the decision of a lower court.
Okay. So that's that. That's the different types of jurisdictions.
Well, thank you for reading it. Yeah. Thanks for reading it, Vinny.
So there you go, people. Those are the different types of jurisdictions. So take a look at your take a look at your case files and start to locate whether or not, first of all, they had jurisdiction. This is like CPS 101. Like, let's figure this out, people. Let's go all the way back and, like, let's retrace our steps. Did they or did they not have jurisdiction in each one of these cases? So you need to find that out about your case. And I'm not just, look into this stuff. Look into it for definitions of why in your state or what causes them to be that way in your state and so on. Don't just try to fly by the hat and be like, oh, this, that, and the other. Put your effort into this stuff. Do your own research. Find out the reasons and the answers for all of this stuff, because it could save your child. We're going to continue to do what we do, but I highly suggest and strongly recommend that you guys always check the information that we give out to ensure that there are no mistakes nor any sort of we caused a mess up, because we're not lawyers and we're not lawyeresses. We're just some people here looking to help stop all this stuff from happening to anybody else.
Yeah, you're right. All done in commercial courts. It's all done in administrative law and administrative statute. Every single one of them, from DHS right down to the criminal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm just reading these comments here. Let me get this here. Sorry about that. So, guys, don't forget, jump on that link. This is Ashley's petition. So let's check that out. And then again, guys, I have Dr. Fowler's report on the medical kidnapping case with her granddaughter. We can also have that if you guys want to tap on the email address and send us an email. That would be pretty cool, and let us know what.
Ashley's with us, Darren. I just.
Is Ashley in?
Yep.
All right, Ashley, how are you?
He's there, I think. Ashley!
Ashley!
Oh, there she gone.
Oh, we scared her away. Oh man, we haven't talked to her. We haven't talked to Ashley in a minute, man.
So that stuff that Fowler sent you, can you put that on the air?
I just told people if they want to have it, they can email us, and we will send them a copy.
Okay.
So that's that. We'll wait for Ashley here to come on in. Dr. Fowler's more than willing to, if she's fine enough about, and I know that she doesn't, because she's tired today, and I understand that. She doesn't want to do the explaining, so we'll save it for her, but we got her information right here for her. So any of you want to look into that and do the research, absolutely, we've got it. CPSVhuntingjustice@gmail.com. This fight takes a lot out on you being a person. It really does. You don't realize how much it takes a toll on your body and your strength, your well-being. It's crazy. Like, it just trains you, and you operate as a go type person. Like, you're constantly trying to keep up day-to-day struggles on top of fighting for your kids, and wondering where they are and stressing about that, and stressing about things that you can't, you're not supposed to worry about things that you can't control. But it's hard when you're a parent to make that the reality, because this is
You know, one thing, Darren, that I observed in all of the videos that I watched, where CPS and or the police were coming to the door, the parents keep talking to them. I mean, they don't have any right to come in, but the parent is trying to explain to them why they don't. And I don't think they should. They just say, you don't have a warrant, you're not coming in, close the door. It's 15 seconds. It takes 10 to 15 seconds to do that.
Brenda, it would be wherever your daughter laid her head for 6 months.
Yeah.
They would have the jurisdiction.
Well, in Brenda's case, if you recall, when she picked up her daughter, there was an all-out search for the daughter. I think Brenda's trying to say they didn't have jurisdiction to go after her in Mississippi.
Maybe so.
Am I correct? Isn't that what it reads?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did have the jurisdiction to go after that girl right to Hawaii. Because as far as they were concerned, the girl was stolen from the foster home.
Yeah, that changes a little bit of things, though.
That changes the game plan right there. That's a whole different game plan. So when Brenda, when you took your daughter, it was a whole bulletin that went out looking for your daughter. They didn't know you had the daughter. They didn't know what happened to the daughter. So everybody from Maine to Hawaii to Alaska was looking for your daughter.
Well, I definitely agree with Darren too, Brooke. It does. It takes a toll on you. I know it has me. But I haven't given up. That's me and Darren and the rest of us that have been fighting. That's the one big thing. We have not given up hope. We are still fighting to this day.
Yes, we are.
Some of us years down the road.
We all need to continue fighting, whether we get our kids back or not. We need to continue this fight and this movement. I get it when people get their kids back, they're so excited and they're so happy, and they don't want to deal with the BS anymore. I understand that 1,000%. We're not trying to force anybody to do anything or whatever. But man, oh man, if you can help us in any way, fight back, then it'll be a great, and what's that word I'm looking for here? We owe you a lot, for helping us out with these things. How's that? Energy?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It'd be nice if some parents could get their kids back before Christmas.
That ain't gonna happen, but Lord willing, maybe before Christmas.
Still there?
We can't hear you. Your mic's working, but we're not hearing you. You're pretty low, Ash.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you. I can hear Ashley.
Good. How are you?
There you go. Now you're coming up.
How are you guys?
How are you, Ashley? Fine. How are you?
Along,
How you doing?
Same. I filed my federal.
So what's going on in your neck of the woods?
I'm excited about that.
You said you filed your federal claim?
Nope, we lost her again. I'm starting, Darren, I've been noticing if you're not on cam on here, sometimes it kicks you out automatically.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's because they watch us, man. People think I'm crazy, but I'm not.
They want to know the faces of the stars calling them out. Well, here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
We've been calling you out from day one.
What? I'm on TV. I'm on the air, Mary. This is my wife yelling in at me for something I must have done wrong.
Ain't that like a wife to do, though?
Hold on one second, Vinny. I'll be right back right here.
All right. Yeah. Oh, you're there, Ashley? I don't see you. Your cam's not on.
I did hear Ashley before, and then it seems like it cut out. You think it could be her Wi-Fi?
It could be, probably. I mean, I don't know where she is, but it definitely could be her Wi-Fi.
Oh. Yeah, she was talking. It was something about something she filed with the federal.
Yeah, her USC 1983. She got it approved, so that's what.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. She sent me a thing about it today, saying she got it approved. So.
Oh, okay. That's a good step, right?
You get crappy service. Yeah, that's okay. At least you can hear us now. That's all that matters. And for those of you that weren't here last night and don't know, so there was a turn of events in my case. I walked into court yesterday, and we got there actually 10 minutes late. My attorney was waiting out in the hallway, pulled us into the room, and said, well, this just turned from a sanction hearing into now I'm asking for a dismissal. So we're waiting on the judge's decision, a written decision at that. Yeah, you can. 7:30, Ash. I do my show at 7:30.
That's 7:30 p.m. Is that correct?
Yep, Eastern Standard Time. Right.
Okay.
That's like walking into and complaining about the corruption. Well, it's easier said than done. I mean, we have to get our voices heard somehow, and you have to fight back. And a lot of people don't realize that you need to get copies of every single file, or every single discovery that they have, or things that they have, and go back and go through it all, highlight what's wrong, start making mental notes of it, and writing down, what problems are where, what don't seem right, go through your jurisdictions, go through your case laws, go through your statutes, and point out a whole bunch of things, and do your writs, and do your motions, because if you don't, you're not getting them on the record. You want everything that you have to say on the record, because that will be used later on. So you always want to be on the record. You want, if your attorney will not file, you file it. They may not look at it, but it's still on the record. It's still in the court system, and you still have proof because you sent it certified mail. Yeah, write it down. Exactly. Yeah. Record and document. Absolutely, Ash. Record everything. Document every single email and any interactions with your attorney or with CPS. Document it all.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to document, because you're not going to remember everything. Now, my understanding is a lot of people don't like to be recorded. Am I correct?
That may be, but in all these one-party states, guess what? You ain't got to tell them shit. You don't need to tell them you're recording them, because you know what? You're a one-party state.
Well, that's where I was going. Well, that's where I was going. You don't have to tell them, and you don't even have to show them that you're being recorded, because they have devices now that's small as a pen. I mean, you don't have to do a video recording as long as you have the audio recording, and you ask them their name and where they're from. It's all on the recording.
See?
And the recording itself. Yeah, let me. I can't, it's hidden behind the numbers. Bring it down a little lower. Bring it down lower. Oh yeah, that's nice. I like that. You could take that and stick that in your pocket, your top pocket of your shirt pocket, and just ask the individual. I'm sorry, what's your name again? And he goes, I told you my name. I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. What's your name again? Oh, my name is Deborah Jackson. Okay, Deborah. Now, what you're with? The sheriff department, right? No, I'm with CPS. Oh, okay. You're with CPS. Okay. So all of that's being recorded.
This one actually has video and audio. It has a
but
setting
I'm
for
saying,
audio and a setting for video.
right, but I'm saying to not put them in a position where they act kooky, just do the audio recording. There's no need to do a video recording, because once they say their name, think about it. When you're in court, doesn't the judge ask you to state your name, your full name, maybe your date of birth and your address or something?
Yeah,
that's all stuff that's being
your full name. Usually it's just your full name.
Exactly. So they're not doing a video of you, they're doing an audio of you.
Yep, they're recording you throughout that whole.
That's right. So you could do the same thing. You don't have to have a video in their face. You see, you can just have the audio on, and they don't know the audio is on.
Yep.
Then you can ask them all kinds of questions, and as long as they don't see a phone in your hand, they're assuming you're not taping anything, and it has nothing to do whether it's a one-party or two-party state. You're going to get more information out of them if they feel they're not being recorded. You will get more information.
So, Brenda, you need to look at Florida's rights down there and their statute.
Florida is a two-state law, because I went through that with Brenda in Dixie County.
So if Florida is a two-state law, they do not. No, they have to tell you if they're recording your conversations. They have to tell you that they're recording you. They have to tell you all that information.
Well, let me try to rephrase that for her. If you're going to be recording them, they have to know they're being recorded. You know you're being recorded, but they have to know they're being recorded. And if they're going to record you, they have to tell you that they're recording you. You can refuse, but they have to tell you they're recording you. But in a one state, one law, there's a term they use for it, a one state law, you don't have to say a thing and record all you want. And they could do vice versa. They don't have to say a thing to you and record.
All right, guys, we're gonna do last words. Darren has to run out, so he has a family emergency. So let's do last words. Herbert, last words.
My last words is, don't go into paragraphs and conversations when CPS comes to your door. If they don't have documentation that says that they can legally enter your home and do a wellness check or check on your kids, you don't have to let them in if they don't have it. But don't go arguing and just blabbing your mouth. Just say, I'm sorry, you don't have anything signed by the judge? You can't come in. Have a nice day. Close the door. Don't go on and on and on and on. This is what I see in the recordings. People are going on and on. And it seems like CPS love that. They get the kicks out of that. They keep trying to sweet talk you and try to talk you into coming into the house and everything because you're talking back to them. Don't talk back to them. They have nothing to come in the house. The case is over. The situation's over. Close the door.
All right. My last words tonight are this. Don't forget, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, me, Darren, and Darren's friend, the Angry Citizen, host a show at 1 o'clock. So if you guys are around and have time, drop in, say hi. And don't forget, tomorrow night is also the Vinny Show at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so feel free to pop in there as well. And let's all try to have a good weekend and get through the weekend. I know it's hard with the holidays, and we all miss our kids. God loving, I know I do. I miss my little girls, very much so. It's not the same without them around. So keep fighting. Don't give up.
Yep, I say the same thing. Keep fighting, keep at it, and try to get together and do. It would be nice if there was a way of doing a class action suit against CPS, because a lot of the cases are very similar.
And Spanny says to learn the federal laws. I like that, Spanny.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I think we're about out of here. Yep.
World getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, baby, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on, let it resonate, accelerate. Find your inner hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate, separate and segregate. Don't celebrate quite yet, the storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate. The values of our country and our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on these streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour and troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, but chose to just neglect it. Deflected by some breaking news, oh, we just accept it. Expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. Don't question their objective, but I got a lot of questions. How these kids molested, but nobody's been arrested. Read it in the testament, these children are protected. So I'm fighting all these terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Refuse to be directed, blind, not a sheep. Only kneel to my God, so I'm dying on my feet. Silence when we speak, but there's violence in the street. I've been rolling with the punches, I can't take it on the cheek. Drink from a glass half full, I'm optimistic. People are sadistic, so vicious and malicious. Praying for assistance to overcome opposition, or I'm gonna start resisting and then I'll pray for forgiveness.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now. 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 One day, one day, one day. Oh, one day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun.
Imagine being a child who has been torn away from their security blanket, their parents, the ones who stopped the boogeyman from terrorizing the nights and curing their boo-boos when they scrape their knees. Now just imagine how they must feel when the CPS meant to protect them tears them away from their supposed abusers and places them with strangers who have zero comforting skills. They need to be calm. They are confused, lost, panicked, and needing their parents, but CPS took them away for the purpose of saving them. The kids don't even know why, and they are told that the parents they attach to no longer want them. What do you think that does? Do you think that this is how protecting children is supposed to look? Abolish CPS.